2 years. To one and all, how are you on this prime night? It's a very optimal time to draw. And if you can't guess by my subtle hints at this transformative nature that we're in, I'm drawing a transformer. Yes, Optimus Prime. Autobots, transform and roll out. One shall live and one shall die. It is all. Freedom is the right of all sentient beings. These are some of his taglines. I'm just getting my stuff up. So I can see chats and stuff like that. Although I will have to switch back and forth between that and my most wonderful. Okay, so I have to bring this down a bit so you can see. I have to switch over to my reference material. I got several different versions. Well, it's all going to be G1, Generation 1 that I'm pulling, but he's had even a few different looks throughout Generation 1. Slightly different looks. So I've got a bunch of them in my reference here. I'll probably be going through all of them depending on what I think I need. gonna try and get some of the more detailed ones, hopefully, to make it look way better. Got the same problems, it seems, as this morning. My internet does not want to stay on for my tablet. Okay, so that. A lot of this is coming right now from an Optimus Prime from I think it was an IDW profile pic. So it's probably not the present incarnation of Prime. Oh, oh, oh. Oh man. I see you. I heard the door. Didn't see you. Yeah, well, I wasn't trying to be quite so sneaky this time around. Wow. So what are you doing today? Can you? Oh. Oh. Gee, I thought Prime would be a prime thing to get people in. Oh, 42 minutes. Four. He is slowly looking like Prime, taking on form, form and function. Oh, hello, Bob. Sorry I didn't notice you there. Just got drawing, popping by for a bit. Okay. Not much. Oh, hey, Courteous. We got two people in here. I did not notice. Sorry. Just got busy trying to draw Optimus Prime. I'm not sure how well I'm doing. No problem, Courteous. See what you think. What do you think? Let's see. I'm gonna go over to my. What do you think so far? Nowhere near completed, but oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. It's supposed to be Optimus Prime from the Transformers. I can see that it's a Transformer. I've been referencing a sketch from IDW, I think it is. So, here, I think I can. Okay, I'm gonna switch back for a sec. There is the sketch that I'm referencing from. I'm not sure how well you can see it. Okay. Thank you. I tried. I'll be going back and forth between my reference material and chat as usual. Let's see what you're seeing here. Well, what was the last movie that you've seen? Of the Transformers, of course. I don't really like his look in those movies either, but not much I can do about it. Okay. The second one, oh wow. Because the outer shell that you see here, from what I get, the basic outer shell, or what you see, is somewhat of an outer shell. They have a protoform, as they call it, I think, on the inside. I'm not sure exactly, especially with original Transformers. But they scan Earth objects. They have something that they can scan that allows some technology that allows them to scan to allow their, I guess it would be their armor to form the outer shell, which can then transform. I think that's the basic premise, if I remember my various Transformer incarnations correct. You learn a lot of that in Transformers Beast Wars. Well, and the original from TV from the 1980s. You don't learn the protoform thing, but you see right at almost right at the beginning, there's a scanning device that allows them to take on the new form. Okay, put that down a bit so you. So that basically allows them to go anywhere in the universe and do that. Blend in. Robots in disguise, as they say. I was thinking about the cartoons. There are only vehicles. Yes and no. The original cartoon, Soundwave had some tapes, and one of the tapes formed something similar to a Jaguar, I think it was, and a couple of the tapes formed bird type things. I think if they eventually went into got different vehicles. Hello to whomever's come in, and then I think, if I remember right, well, in the Transformers Beast Wars or Beasties, I'm not sure whether you've ever seen that. It took place in the 90s. It was a CG cartoon for kids. It was an extension of the original generation, and they were animals in that. A little kid back then. Yeah. The 90s, you weren't even born, man. The 1990s. But yeah, Beast Wars was good. Then they had a whole bunch of different versions. Energon, Armada, and a few others. My favorites are still the original, the G1 from the 1980s. Well, it might have been early 2000s when no, I think it was 90s, probably late 90s. When Beast Wars were on. I still remember the episode where they got onto the original generation's arc, because they were on our they ended up being on our Earth when these guys were asleep. Well, the original generation was unfunctioning in. Yeah, and then from Beast Wars there spawned Beast Machines, which again is part of the whole thing, and it was a good series too. The Armada series and all that, that's when the Transformers, in my opinion, began to suck. I've watched them, a lot of them, but to me, the original generation, G1 as it's called, will always be the best. But that's probably because I grew up watching it. It's what I know. To me, it's what Transformers came from. If you didn't have that stuff, you wouldn't have the ones today. Wouldn't have the movies. This drawing sucks. In my opinion, anyways. Okay, I need to go back to my reference. I gotta do the arms. Autobots transform and roll out. Okay, let's see what you said. That's hard to say. I'm not sure who the toughest transformer is. They've had lots of different forms throughout the years. There's what's called a triple changer. You've probably heard of it. And that can transform into a battle, like what's in the ocean, uh, battle carrier, aircraft carrier. So there's Unicron, who's a planet. So there's lots of different transformers. Trying to pick out which is the strongest would be a bit. Well, you said vehicle form, so but still, then there's. I know Optimus is like supposed to be one of the toughest Autobots, if not the toughest. He takes a lot of licking and keeps on ticking, so. let's see if you said anything. So size matters. Oh, I would think so. Where do they take energy from? Do they have infinite fuel? Um, I wouldn't say they. It seems like they do at times have infinite fuel, but they use a substance they eat or whatever, a substance known as energon. I know that, and then they can get, if you go by the original generation computer, they can um, get make energon out of a variety of different energy things. Like in the original, they used geothermic to transform geothermic energy to transform nuclear, electrical, solar. They used a whole bunch of different things to volcanic, different things to transform different thing energy to transform into energon, transform it into energon. Okay, so I gotta go back, reference this arm again. I'm not a complete expert on the Transformers either, so I'm just making my best guesses from the information that I know of them. So it might also depend on the version because, like I said, there's been a few different versions of Transformers over the years. But I've also seen it so where if they don't get an energon in time, they start to weaken. So, but I think you know it'll last them a fair amount of time. Okay, come back for a sec, see what you said. Okay. You do know more than me. Can Starstring Can star, I think, no, that's, I think your Starscream copy another Transformer. I'm not sure who you're talking about there. Can a something copy another Transformer? No problem. Tipping's always allowed. Just joking. uh, can a Transformer copy another Transformer of itself? Not to my knowledge. There are some. I think there might be a couple with that ability, but for the most part, most of them cannot. Well, they can certainly upgrade external weapons that aren't attached to them. Can they change vehicle mode? I know in the movie they had Bumblebee able to upgrade easily to by scanning. He went from an older looking Corvette to a newer looking Corvette by scanning. And I guess it's theoretically possible for any other transformer to do that if it's built in the original generation G1. That was not built into them. There was a module that was sent out to scan, or unless I guess they have, but they were all unconscious at the time. If they're conscious, they might be able to change forms, but usually they stick to whatever form for that planet they're on that they've already gotten from everything I've watched, anyways. Otherwise, it'd be hard to make toys. If Optimus Prime was, changing from a rig to a fire truck, then to a helicopter. Although it could make more toy sales, but kids would get a little fed up with that, I think, and so would parents. They get fed up enough, parents, with all the different Transformers out there. But one could say it's probably theoretically possible that they could do that, on the fly. The thing is, I would say they don't normally. I'm not sure what you mean by the power. Okay, I gotta go back to my I think that is, I don't know. It's hard to tell what some of this stuff is. Okay, so what happens when the Transformers fight them into? Can they grow spikes or change their wheels? Well, I'm sure they could change their wheels. Like any other car could. If you look online, without the artificial intelligence part, we are starting to develop transformers, like things that can change shape and all that. They don't have the artificial intelligence as of yet, but artificial intelligence is being made too. So all you have to do is at some point combine the two. Whether that's a wise idea, that's an entirely different question. And I'm not sure how to answer whether it's a wise idea or not. I'll be back in half a sec, just sharpening my pencils. I'm still nearby. I just simply can't see the screen. Would you need to know how to drive two vehicles? Possibly. You'd have to, well, you're assuming you drive the Transformer. At least for in the cartoon, since they are sentient life forms, A, they can drive themselves, and B, if it was a robot that we controlled, if you will, Transformer like that without sentience, then yeah, you'd probably have to know how to drive the robot portion because it would work, one would think, differently than the non-robot portion. Sort of like Power Rangers, although okay, not sure what you mean by artificial intelligence. I know I mentioned it. But I was more mentioning it, well, to be like the Transformers of cartoons, they'd have to have intelligence. And to us, it would be artificial. If we wanted them to, there are some that do. The Constructicons, the Predacons, the Stunticons. But in real life, it would just be how we would make them. I would think it's only limited by, in real life, I would think it would be only limited by who's ever making them. You form the feet, I'll form the hands, I'll form the torso. Transformer. What's the most useless item to transform into? I guess for everybody that might be a different idea. And I say that just because, what you think might be a useless form, somebody else might come up with it. Somebody might be able to say a pencil is like a useless form. But if you got this pencil into the hands of, as I was just saying, pencil, if you could get this into the right place, right? It could transform, right? It could sneak in, become the pencil, learn what it needs to spy. Nobody would suspect it. Then it could transform and get out of there before anybody knew it was there. Because who's going to suspect a pencil? as you said, you would think it would be useless as something like that, but depending on what you want it as or what the environment is, we use lots of pencils or pens or whatever. So if you're wanting it for a spy item, I think a pencil or pen would almost be perfect. But that's my point of view or whatever. Right now, yeah. If it was a real Transformer toy, possibly not. Again, it would depend on the sophistication of the programming. Right now, that if it was a real Transformer and it wasn't programmed by us and it came from outer space and it was an actual sentient being, like the Transformers of the cartoon are, they were created by their person in the Transformer thing. So Primus, I think they call them. So a Transformer acting as a toy wouldn't be useless then, but us, unless we program it right or somebody gets a hold of it and programs it right, it might be useless. It all depends on who's in charge of the technology, I guess. In developing it, drawing a transformer at different angles for its arm is hard. Do you have something there? But Transformer toys are definitely fun to play with. Okay. What is the limit to the simplest kind that you could copy or transform into? Can you can a transformer be also an aluminum foil? Um, I have. I don't think I've ever seen it. I couldn't say for sure whether it's possible or not possible. It's it would be probably more learning how to transform it into something other than aluminum foil, giving it more depth. I think the right word would be. Like take Mr. Fantastic. He's already got some depth, and he takes his depth and he flattens it out. So I guess it's you might be able to have a doesn't need technological stuff. Well, it's supposed to be a technological being, so probably. Or does it need to transform into technological stuff? Is what you mean? I'm not sure. Like I said, with Beast Wars, they had them transforming into animals, but on the outside they appeared animalistic, but on the inside they were still techno. They had the appearance of organic, but weren't. So could have it as a disguise. Could it have the appearance of techno? Sure. I mean, organic. From what I know, anyways, yeah. Would it be? Probably not. I wouldn't think so. Its outer shell might have some sort of. It would probably be able to replicate the feeling of wood. So, because it is supposed to be a robot in disguise, so you want to be able to touch it and it wouldn't feel like metal, would be my guess. In Beast Machines, they had well, like I said, they had a plant-based transformer too. Because the one before coming back to their home planet of Cybertron landed was on a mission to a world where there were sentient plants. So this is all hypothetical, so theoretical. So you know, I don't think the Transformers go too much into all this detail, but as a TV kids television series. But it's definitely neat to think about it for real life application. Now, how it would copy the appearance of wood, the feel of wood without actually being wood, I have no idea. I am not. I have a fairly good mind, but I don't know enough about stuff like that to know stuff like that. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I don't know enough. Man, this is. Okay, so I gotta go back to reference to get hand, head, and some other details. So I might be a minute or two. Might be a minute or two before I answer your question if you pop up another one. Okay, so let's see. gotta come back and do that. I was doing that. But I want to see what if you're saying anything, and if so, what? Okay, how can they contain a person inside while in robot form? Can they choose which part to change? From what I know, they can't choose which part to say, but say Optimus here. This is the cab of his truck. So if they had a human inside, if he had a human in here, sitting down in front of the wheel for whatever reason, they could possibly have the human stay in there, or as they've done in the movies while they're transforming, they pop them out. And grab a hold of them. Well, now as for an animal-based one, I would say probably it cannot contain on the inside when transformed. And then I guess with my analogy, it would depend on the transformer. Like a motorbike one would not be able to contain a human inside. So I guess it all depends on what they're transformed into. From what I know of Transformers. Get the little person out. Transform. Okay, gotta go over to thing to get this face. Might have the head a bit big there too. Okay. Okay. Whoa. Okay. There is an anime again that talks about aliens that go inside of bodies of living beings, and their goal or instinct is to find the brain. I think that's in a lot of animes or in a lot of cartoons or sci-fi. They infiltrate and are like insects and go into the skin. Again, I think that's in a lot of sci-fi. uh,
Hello.
hello. What? Well,
Are you on what?
yeah, I'm drawing Optimus. Okay. They eventually control the body. The main procrastinate stopped by virus by stopping his blood flowing, and alien got stuck in the hand and began to evolve. Okay. Sounds interesting. So he fights after other aliens with his alien arm. It's like a transformer, but a virus. Yeah, it's definitely similar in concept to a transformer, but the transformer doesn't take over anybody else's body. it it just imitates um at least transformers that are in the Transformer cartoons. That would probably be more called a parasite. That's not bad. But it's looking like the name is Parasite. How ironic. Okay, excuse me. My mom wants me for a second. I have no idea why. What? What about chair? Oh, share, not chair. He was telling me about an anime cartoon, and he was saying something about it being like a transformer. Bob, talking about Bob.
Yeah. Well, the Transformers were made in the Orient.
Actually, no, they weren't. Well, they were, but they weren't. We watched that show, but my point is more something. Pardon?
How many of these containers are one in that big joke?
Zero.
Well, I meant strokes.
Three. And three even okay. But anyways, telling them about this anime and what he described of it, I ended up saying it sounds more like a parasite than a transformer. And then he said the name of the character is Parasite. And he went, wow. and I just said, that's ironic. So now he's hearing all this. My mom's watching on her TV and she's only getting half the conversation. So That's what that was all about, Bob. Okay, let's see whether we can. Yeah, there we go. That's a good way to do it. Okay, I gotta switch over to get his gun. This gun's not gonna look as good as it should, but okay, let's switch back while I'm doing a little bit of erasing here. Yes. Yeah, we can talk Transformers. That's no problem. She was just. You told me all about that stuff about the alien thing, right? And she hears me say I don't read all your conversation out loud. You know, some of it I just read to myself silently, and she can't hear me through the TV. So she's like, "What the heck are you laughing at? What's ironic?" Yeah. So talking Transformers, she wants to listen in. It's no different than anybody else listening in, except you know in this case she can't respond. She can't see the chat. The only way she has to respond is calling into my room. Okay. This is actually looking pretty good. Okay, I gotta switch back for a second, try and get his hand, which is And I'll get that stuff in there so I can come back and pay attention to my chat. Okay, I understand. Okay, who will you draw next? Is this your first Transformer in live? Yes, it is my first Transformer in live. I have drawn Optimus a couple times before, not this good, and obviously this is not my best either. I figured I'd do something to challenge myself. Who's my next character to do? Well, I'm seeing the Predator tomorrow night at 7:30 my time. So I figure that should be done around 9, maybe 9:30. I'll be home by 10 my time, and somewhere around there, 10:30, we'll do a live stream drawing the Predator. And again, that will be my first time drawing the Predator, I believe. Although, well, live, yeah. I have a couple. I think I did them on my channel as videos. I have a couple of my own versions of the Transformers. They wouldn't be as nor. No, I'm not a fan of horror movies at all. I, I do not like, or more accurately, slasher movies. I can handle suspense, thriller, but slasher where you're just going around slashing up people for no good reason. I'm not a fan. I do not like seeing blood and guts for no reason. Not against anybody that likes it. Let all the power to them. But if you want me to draw one of the characters, I know I can get pictures online, so I'll draw them. The only thing that yeah, I know there's a reason for the blood. Don't, just because I know there's a reason doesn't mean I have to like it. A little bit, yeah. Shadows can be hard because you got to figure out where the light source is, and then you've got to keep that light source consistent. And then sometimes there's two or three. You can have two or three light sources, and that's why I don't want to get into a lot of inking, into the inking part. I have to a little bit with what I'm doing because with trying to come up with my own comics and being the only person around, so I have to do a little bit of it, obviously. So I'm not the best at it. I'm learning more and more as I do it more and more. The darkest light needs to be brighter than the darkest light needs to be brighter than dark. That's a concept that I know. but I don't really know when to use it. Yeah, same here. I didn't know that concept, but or I didn't know it like put words like that, but I think I knew the idea without ever having been spoken to me. Heck, what I'm shading right here is supposed to be, it's not even really shading here. Well, it is, but it isn't. It's, this part is supposed to be blue. So to make it look a little bit more realistic, I'm doing some penciling in. It's basically I end up doing black and whites. It's a YouTube video. Oh, okay. I'm just trying to give it some definition by the fact that there were different colors in my thing. So even the coloring helps a lot because then you see the different forms as something different than just lines. And even with just slight, you're giving color without color. Yeah. So I got to select what I think's lighter or how I use the pencil to make darker or not darker. And it makes it look so much more better with just doing what I'm doing. It adds some realism to it. Yeah, I've definitely heard of Ghost Rider. I'm not sure whether I've actually ever tried to draw them, but You mean and I should clarify, you mean the Marvel Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider by Marvel Comics. And then there's been different versions of him too. I have not done Ghost Rider on my channel. Tomorrow I am doing Predator, as I said. Um, I can do Ghost Rider Friday if you want. Maybe tomorrow, if you know, depending how long it takes me to do Predator. No, I don't have it on my don't have them on my channel. But I'm more than willing to do a drawing of them. Hey, I don't mind. Otherwise, I gotta. What I've determined at this point, you're here every. What I've determined is Monday nights, Saturday and Sunday night. Well, my time, Saturday and Sunday. I'm not gonna be doing live drawings. Monday night, I do my characters, and then from there, I do whatever. You know, whoever requests stuff. Uh, Predator was sort of Chad's request. I'm not sure whether you remember seeing him on the channel here. And I just said he was saying about tonight, and I suggested maybe how about like Thursday night because I'm gonna go see Predator. It'd be neat, drawing Predator just after I. Otherwise, it's just me picking a character. It doesn't matter. I want to be here doing it. And heck, the more hey, if you like the character I'm doing, you're more likely to tune in, right? If you can. And if you're giving the request for the character, you definitely should be liking it, the character. Nobody had really given a request for tonight, so I picked Optimus Prime just because, somebody had said about a Transformers the other day, and I just figured, asked whether I'd done Transformers or something like that. I'm not sure who. Doesn't matter. And I thought, okay, do Optimus. Or maybe it's the fact that, somebody I know is going to be doing a book, so on something similar eventually. So I wanted to see how well I could do on robots. And I've got my own that I'm slowly working out too. I before yeah, no problem. Okay, so let's see. if nobody has requests, and I'm sure, as the channel grows, you know, it seems like you got a lot of requests right now because you're one of the few that shows up a lot. And as the channel grows, hopefully more people will be showing up and there will be more requests, and it won't seem like you're got as many. You're in on the ground floor, so you get more. would you would you like to draw the whole monster trio from one piece? Or if you would want a skeleton, you can draw a brook from same anime. Yeah, I'll try. I could try doing a trio in one thing. Yeah, because I'm thinking maybe in a couple weeks I'm gonna work up to doing some sort of battle scene between a couple guys. So then maybe I'll get one person to choose one guy and another person to choose another guy, and have those two guys in a fighting position against each other. Wow, that looks awesome. It's not the best. My tires are off. There's a bunch that's off, I can see for sure, but I'm giving you the option from the trio. Um, yeah, I'll try the trio. You have to tell me who they are. Give me a sec here. I just finishing up the last of him with. That is a not too bad Optimus Prime. Okay. So, folks, Optimus Prime. What's on his left hand? Um, Optimus can transform his hand or put his hand in and come up with some sort of energy weapon at times. A lot of times it's an axe, an energy axe. I think I've seen him use a mace, ball and chain, and right there is his hand on his gun, his main gun that he always uses. I just figured I'd have him ready for battle. And that's without any rulers, which I probably should have been using a lot more on a project like this. Life success. Oh, thank you. Just note a couple small little parts that I forgot to shade in. But it definitely looks like Optimus. I think I might have put the head slightly too big. I went too small and then I went too big. But that's all right. I'm just darkening some lines. While we're talking. Not that I need to, but I want to. Okay, not so philosophical stuff today. Yeah, I don't mind. So, what was the name of that trio? We're doing Predator tomorrow. Was Monkey in that trio, or is that somebody else, different three people from that cartoon? Oh, we got 4 people in here. Hello to everybody who's in here. Hope you liked what was doing on. So, Zorro, Sanjay, and Monkey D. Luffy. Okay, so they're set up for Friday. Yeah, not too much philosophical stuff, just Transformer philosophical stuff. So we got Predator tomorrow, which should be good. What's new on the wall? That's just that was the original look for my cover to my first book, The Canadian Shield, #1. I did have, and I had that. Had that as a poster when I did a Comic-Con last year, and this is another poster I had printed up. It's not the best, but I did this all on short notice. But just saying about Facebook and all that. So I had that up, but it fell down last night. Yeah, I hate the delay too. But so I'm gonna get probably tomorrow. I'll get some tape and put it up again. It was over there for a couple days. I take it that's what you meant by new on the wall. Other than that, nothing new up there. Forgot I had a drink here. It's just punch crystals. No alcoholic stuff for me. Any of them or just the new one? Because the new one technically is not, well, I don't know about Europe, but States and Canada, it's not supposed to be due out till Friday, but there's one theater in my city for big ticket movies like that they get a day early. Uh, um, if you like horror, suspense, and all that sort of stuff, you would probably like that. I played one game. um, uh, Arnold Schwarzenegger was in the first one. I think it was the first one from Terminator. I think he was in that before Terminator too. So, but it could be wrong. Yeah. But yeah, I'll be drawing him tomorrow or a Predator tomorrow night. Yeah, you see reference in some cartoons, and I'm sure the cartoons over there are different than the cartoons here. I'm not sure how many Predator references have been in cartoons here. Probably more than what I realized. Well, you get all the anime over there too, so you probably get all the American cartoons too, or the American Canadian ones. Okay, Nickelodeon. Yeah, Nickelodeon's pretty good. A lot of the stuff on there. I haven't watched some of it's probably my opinion, but who am I? I'm just one guy. If I don't like it, I don't watch it. Somebody else can watch it. And if they like it, that's fine by them. Yeah, there's been like 3 or 4 Ninja Turtle cartoons. There was even a live action Ninja Turtles TV series once upon a time. It only lasted one season. It obviously didn't get into any sort of their canon, and they introduced a female turtle in it, like a fifth turtle who was a girl. I never got to see the whole series because they couldn't keep it straight when it came on. Okay, you've seen Have you seen all the movies? Okay, there's the more two recent ones, but then like back in the 90s, I think it was, there was three other ones. 90s, early thousands.
Good night. Good night.
Good night. So have you seen the ones from the 90s? Or just the more recent ones? Where the turtles look a little... Oh, okay. The new ones are, I have to say, a little bit more badass. The turtles they're a lot bigger, but I think they look a lot better, personally. The 90s ones, it was guys in a turtle outfit that looked like closer to the classic cartoon. Is it true that Spider-Man died before Man? Yes and no. Um, in there was a thing called the Ultimate. Marvel had this thing called the Ultimate Universe, and in it, the Peter Parker in that universe died. I don't think the Peter Parker from the main universe has ever died, to my knowledge. But I could be wrong. And that's how they got Miles Morales, because they ended up making him take over as Spider-Man in the Ultimate Universe. And then they killed all their alternate universes, and a few different characters got saved from those different universes, and Miles Morales was one of them. Peter Parker. I like the main Peter Parker, and I like him before, or more like him the best before they sabotaged his 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 marriage. When he was married to MJ, I liked the best. And it's probably because that's when I got into it a lot. Yeah, I sure watched the old 60s cartoon, I think it was, 60s or 70s. And I liked Spider-Man from that.
Thank you. Yeah.
What happened to the Venom suit? Is it alive? Last I knew, the Venom outfit, the Venom symbiote, was on Flash Thompson. That's the last I knew, but it could have changed. I don't keep up with Marvel as well as I once did. In fact, when I get 1,000 subscribers on this channel, I'm going to unveil my comic collection to everybody. I'm going to do a live stream of taking them out. I got to actually sort them because I moved just over a year ago. They went into boxes, and they got out of the order that I had them in all together in the right stuff. So I got to resort them. I haven't done that just because they were in boxes. Now I got them in these containers, like Rubbermaid type bins. And I've got like between 2,000 and 3,000 comics, so that should be an interesting live stream. Yeah, Magna's Japanese comics, so I believe I heard that the word Magna in Japanese means comic. Or Magna, however you pronounce it. Oh, excuse me. And I have a few of those actually. Marvel actually did a few of those. They did like a Magna Spider-Man, a Magna X-Men. I actually have those comics too. Yeah, it's usually only black and white too. Or could you could just say it's usually just inked. Never colored. Well, not never colored, but manga. Please try it. Manga. 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 Not Magna. Yeah, not like hot molten lava. Manga. 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 Now I'm just repeating the word over and over and over and over. Over and over and over and over again. So what is your favorite Spider-Man? Spider-Man. Spider-Man? Which Joker is better? Oh. Well, I'm not sure whether you would have ever seen this series. And he's probably pulled from the comics, the earlier comics. But if you've ever seen the 1966, I think it is Batman, or the 60s Batman show with Adam West, I like that Joker the best. And it's actually because of that show that we have Batgirl the way that we had Batgirl the way we did for quite some time, till some people in recent years decided to mess her up a little bit. That's the reason we have a Barbara Gordon Batgirl. But I like the first Spidey. So, would you say your favorite Joker, or which Joker do you think is better, or the best, or however you want to word it? Spiderman, Spiderman does. Why don't you try Japanese stuff, like actual Japanese manga? Well, unless it's translated into English, I can't read it. I've watched some Magna. I watched Sailor. I know Sailor Spoon a little bit. I didn't follow it a lot. One of my friends really liked it, but I didn't mind watching it. I watched Robotech. I watched Battle of the Planets. This is really early stuff. I just got more into the superhero stuff, which is, and although I know they probably got superheroes in Japanese stuff, I just don't know a lot about it. I'll admit it. Although I am fascinated by the art style. I've always thought, well, not always, but for a long time I was thinking about wanting to try and create an art style in between American and Japanese, or Magna style. And right now, well, I guess I could download stuff, but right now it's more money. I don't even get regular comics. Oh, I like Digimon. I wasn't a really big fan of Pokemon. Um, what other? I watched Digimon on a regular basis. Sailor Moon, not Spoon. Did I say Sailor Spoon? I mock her. I mock it by calling her Sailor Spoon. Sailor Spoon, Sailor Jars. I don't know what I call the other ones. Uranus? I guess that would be Sailor Butthole. uh, oh, that's good. Like I said, I know I like Digimon. There's probably a couple others that I've watched that I don't think about. I don't think usually a lot of times whether it's anime or not. I just, if I like it, I like it. If I don't, I don't. I don't care whether it's anime or Magna or whatever. But I gotta know about it to watch it or whatever. So, or come on or whatever. I don't watch a lot of TV. So don't watch a lot of TV lately. I used to watch TV a lot. But now I'm more into YouTube. Although I got some shows that I try and watch all the time when they're on. Okay, what's this? There is One Punch Man. Overpowered Bold Guy is a comedy series. There is an English version. Watch a trailer first. Okay. And I know about Dragon Ball Z, but I never really got into it. Let's see. Well, I'd watch the trailer right now, but don't want to get anything messed up on me. One Punch Man. Is he knocks everybody out in one punch, or he can only ever throw one punch? Yes, it's the superhero. Buko Guko, I think you meant. No Hero Academia. Okay. Not sure whether you meant Buko or Guko. Not too much into well, if it's Guko you meant. Oh, Buko, okay. One I haven't heard of. Unfortunately, there is a ton of stuff out there with from all over the world. Although I'm not sure what any other culture, Americans were just their comics. Animation. Well, I guess there's that and all, but Japanese gives it special names. Animation is anime, which sounds short for animation. Puko means meat in Japanese. Very new. Okay. And let's see. Magna. From what I heard, Magna means comics in Japanese. So, they're calling them comics in their own language. So, it's just such an exotic name to us here in the States and Canada. One Punch Man is really overpowered. So he's like overpowered like Superman. But overpowered heroes can be interesting because then they have to learn to live in a world where, doing that breaks everything, breaks the, apart. They go like tap something and wrongly more than Superman. Oh, wow. But, living in a world where you go like that and you destroy a table if you're not careful or destroy whatever. There's a uniqueness to those overpowered characters, in my opinion, because if you have to learn to live with toning your power down more than super. Oh, yeah, I already read that. More than Superman. So do you go? What are your days for school over there? Is it Monday through Friday or other days? He's kind of sad because he can't have normal fight. Yeah, he's got to learn to bullet punch. So he's one punch man. So what if he kicks him? Can he be one kick man? Or one butt head man? Give somebody a head butt. One head butt man. 6 out of 7 I have. You have school 6 days out of 7? Wow. That's just crazy. 5 to 6 hours a day. Let's see. Kids go in for, well, they used to go in for 9 to noon. They got out at about 4 at once upon a time. That's when I was a kid. I'm not sure they're doing it quite the same. So 7 hours, but we got an hour off for lunch. So yeah, about 6 hours, 5 to 6 hours a day too. Monday to Friday is what it is here. Or at least that's what well, I know it's still Monday to Friday, but I think it's 5 to 6 hours or 5.5 hours or whatever worth of teaching time. You're there for lunch here, so you get an hour break. So it's like 7 hours you're there. 6.5, 7 hours you're there. Last time I knew, anyways. It's been a long time since I've been in school, so. But 6 days a week, wow. You need to start preparing to get going. Okay, well, I will let you go. I'm just gonna do my spiel. Okay, for those who are watching after the fact, you've gotten this far, hit the thumbs up. Hope you like the Transform Optimus Prime tomorrow, or if you're watching it, maybe today, or maybe you're watching it even after I've done the Predator. So check out the Predator. If you have yet to subscribe, please subscribe. Ring the bell. Know when I'm putting up stuff. Be sure to comment. Nobody's commenting. Please comment. Tell me what you're thinking. Do you like the stuff I'm doing for drawing? If you're on here talking to me, you can request what I draw. If somebody hasn't already requested. What else? Be sure to check out. I have links in the description for my website, my Facebook page and group, my Twitter, my Instagram, and my other channel, the Pied Piper of Hamilton. And be sure to check out my other content here if you've yet to do so already. And get. Oh, I am open. A lot of what this is about drawing is showcasing my talent. I am up for commissions, $25 for like whole body or headshot, whatever. So feel free. It's $25 Canadian plus shipping. You can get any of those for $25 too. You can go through, see what I've done in the past, and ask me whether it's still available. So thank you for tuning in. Have a great and wonderful day, or night, or whatever. And love everyone. God bless. See you later. Have a great day, as I've already said. God bless.